All right, let's get this party started. Let's dig into part 1, step 1, chapter 1 of how to stop smoking without killing anyone. This is the title of this chapter. This section is going to be called Stop Trying to Quit. And I'm going to give you an introduction or a quote to start this all off with from a lot of people have said it, but if you do the research on it, you look at the history of it, the originator goes to a guy named Vic Morrow. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Light up. Yes, if you are reading or listening to this and actively smoking daily, I would like to encourage you to go find a nice spot where you can just have a seat, make yourself away from home, find a comfortable spot, someplace maybe quiet, somewhere that's got fresh air, good lighting, get settled, grab a cup of joe, some coffee or tea or whatever it is you like to sip on, okay? Make yourself at ease and then take a moment and light a cigarette. Set the book. Yes, you are hearing me correctly. Okay. Push pause if you need to, but just take a second, take a moment, push pause, light up. Feel free to smoke as you're listening to this, or any other part of this, if you will. Okay. Why am I suggesting that? Because right now, I want to encourage you and invite you to just be a smoker. Like while you're enjoying this and then every other cigarette you have for the rest of your life, I want you to forget all the grief you've given yourself for smoking. Forget the hard time you get from your spouse or significant other. I want you to let go of any vision of your kids looking at you weird as you light another. I want you to release all the yapping that you hear from your non-smoking friends and coworkers. For now, and in this moment, all I want you to do is smoke. Just smoke. I want you to enjoy smoking right now, in this moment. And don't let anybody, nobody, not even yourself, give you any grief about it. Yeah, just be a smoker right now, okay? Because here's the deal. Whether you like it or not, you are a smoker. And there's nothing you or anybody else is going to be able to do that you can't take that away. It's there now. You're a smoker. So, step 1, the first thing we want to do is just stop trying to be somebody that you're not. The hell with everybody else. Okay, you're a smoker. It's your body. It's your life. You live it any way you damn well please. Okay? So in other words, the first thing you need to do right now is just take full ownership and full responsibility of and for being a smoker. Now, I don't know if you remember this or not, but depending on how old you are, but back in the day, you could actually smoke in a restaurant. And then for a while there were 2 sections, smoking or non. You're a smoker, so you go to the smoking section. And in this world, you can categorize people, by 2 kinds of people, smokers, non-smokers. You're a smoker. I'm a smoker. Now, these categories can then be broken down into some subcategories, okay? Subcategories would be smokers who smoke, smokers who do not smoke. Now, a smoker is someone who actually enjoys smoking. They like the art of smoking, be it a cigarette or a cigar or a pipe or a hookah or whatever. Okay. Then there are also smokers who have passed that part by, and they are hooked, if you will. They are completely addicted. They're not coming back. They've totally accepted their fate, so to speak. Yeah. These are like you'll know one when you see one. Like it's somebody outside of a drugstore dragging a can of oxygen in one hand and then having a quick ciggy before they go inside to pick up a prescription, right? You'll hear stories about somebody's grandfather on his deathbed dying of emphysema and then practically begging for just one last cigarette. There was an episode of ER about that where a guy had, severe lung cancer and like he's stage 4 and he's in the hospital and he's carrying around his IV and he's got oxygen and he's like literally in the waiting room trying to sneak one, right? If you've ever been to Las Vegas or Atlantic City and you like walk this row of slot machines, you're looking for the one that's ready to burst, right? But you're going to also notice that there's going to be one or two people who are incredibly committed to their smoking habit / addiction. You know who I'm talking about, right? And then you've got these non-smokers who smoke. Who'd you just think of? I know you just thought of somebody, right? You got, the non-smoker who, like, think about that, right? You usually it's like some kind of like would-be socialite. They hang out at bars and in the coffee shops. They're going to light up with a group of real smokers, and in the off chance that they can figure out their own identity in this blue-gray haze of nicotine. These are people that are trying, they try to look like they inhale, but they're not really. They're awkward as hell when they hold the cigarette. It doesn't even look like they know what they're doing, right? It's kind of comic relief for the actual committed professional smoker who's made the decision to be a smoker, and they're very, comfortable with and proficient with having a cigarette in their hand, right? You know who I'm talking about, right? So what I want you to do right now is just sort of maybe, where you are, who you are, how you fit into that category or what category it is, but like, let's just let go of the shame. Shame never helped anybody, okay? What's important, most important here is for you, yourself, as a smoker, is just recognizing that smoking, it's a part of you and your identity. It's part of who you are now and how you are seen by others. And if there's any shame in this, I want you to let it go as soon as you can so that you can actually get on with your life. Okay, you're always going to be a smoker in the same vein, in the same aspect as an alcoholic is always an alcoholic. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. You've heard that phrase before, right? So look, once a smoker, always a smoker. Now, the reasons you're still smoking, those are yours. But keep in mind that regardless of the why, the individual that you actually are is separate from the why. Who you are and why you're still smoking are two totally separate things. So consider this for a second. What if you don't smoke to be cool? What if you smoke because you already are cool? So let me just go over that again. You don't smoke to be cool. You smoke because you are cool. Let that sink in for a moment. Realize that you are cool and unique before you started smoking. And you will be so still even after you make the decision to not smoke. So that brings me to this. Stop trying to quit. Okay? First thing you need to do here is to stop trying to quit. And what the hell am I talking about? I'm talking about stopping you, not like stop trying to quit. You can't. You're a smoker. Remember, we just covered that. That's been established. You will always be a smoker. And you have yet to quit because, well, you can't. It's impossible. It's way too hard to do. And every time you have said, that's it, I'll never smoke again, what happens? Yeah, you freak yourself out. And even if you go so far as to like grind it out for a day or two, you're still going to find yourself sitting outside a liquor store parking lot having an argument with yourself. You're going to sit there watching like, bums and dirty old men walk in and they come out with these little brown bags of mystery, right? And all the while, you're going to be going over in your head how you promised yourself, or whichever loved one that it was this time, no more, never again. And you try so hard to talk yourself out of it, only to get out of the car, walk inside, totally defeated, feeling completely out of control in your behavior, and you get a pack of Camels. You then, while smoking, try to figure out how you're supposed to explain it this time. Not only to yourself, but to someone else. Because now you got to answer the big fat question from somebody. Whether it's you, loved one, friend, partner. The question is what? I thought you said you were going to quit. So you know what? You know what you want to do? Don't be that guy. Okay? Here's the bottom line on this. Okay? Pardon my French, but every time you say out loud that you're going to quit and you don't, you look like an asshole. That's right. Asshole. Okay? It's time to realize that you're addicted to nicotine. Your body craves it at the same level, to the same degree as your body is going to crave oxygen, food, water. The moment you say, I quit, you think to yourself, holy crap, oh my God, I'll never smoke again. And what's the next thing you do? You have a craving so powerful you can't fight it, even if you just finished one. So let me just talk about the Popeye Yoda condition. The idea here is what I call the Popeye Yoda condition. It's we all know who Popeye is. Better know who Yoda is. And if you don't, then, maybe go grab yourself a copy of Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and just get that handled, okay? Watch them in that order. Smoke while you're watching them, whatever, okay? Also, on a side note, that if you're listening to this and it's near or we are approaching the end of December for you when you're listening to this, if you're preparing for some glorious New Year's resolution, then it's okay to shelve the Star Wars thing until later in January. But here's the point. What did Popeye say? I am what I am, right? That was a horrible Popeye impression. Whatever. I am what I am. I ain't even going to go there with Yoda. Yoda said what? Do or do not. There is no try. So now that goes for you. The individual. An individual cannot change a behavior or habit until he first owns it and accepts full responsibility. Which is exactly why, for now, you should be smoking and enjoying it and thumbing your nose or any other finger you choose at anyone who tells you otherwise. So just do this exercise with me. I, state your name, am a smoker. Say it out loud. I am a smoker. Smoke or do not smoke, but stop trying to quit. Okay? Give yourself a break right now. Have a smoke and a yellow smile. Most importantly, just stop beating your head against a wall and living in some self-imposed world of shame and guilt. Ain't going to help you. So step one is what? It's stop trying to quit, okay? And here's your homework. I want you to take a moment to digest all the information that you just got. There's some ideas and thoughts in here, right? Take a moment, and then in your notebook or whatever it is, maybe you got something on your phone, okay? However you're taking notes, I want you to just start writing down anything that may have stirred up for you while you were listening. And even if you think it's not relevant, it probably is. So just write it down anyway, okay? And then explore the thought, okay? What did you hear that got your wheels turned? What did you hear me say that might have reminded you of you? Like, have you had any of the experiences I talked about? Where are you at right now with your addiction? Okay? So just take some quality time. Jot down whatever thoughts might have popped up for you. Identify where you're at in terms of your addiction. Like, are you sick and tired, or are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Right? Like, understand where you're at. Did I mention anything that totally rang a bell for you? Like, that is so me, right? Know those two. Okay, and then when you're ready, come back and we'll pop into part 2. Do the exercise though, okay? And then come back for part 2. Talk to you soon.